Hello everyone, Mark here, Mark's Max Muscle, and today we are taking a look at John Terilli and Chris Bumstead, and we're going to do a comparison between these two dudes. This is part of your You Pick Tuesday lineup, and some individual, or individuals, have been requesting this one for years, so I'm pretty excited to be able to pull this one off for you guys. Finally, John Terilli, he's a 1980s bodybuilder. He competed up till the mid-90s, I believe, but he was more prominent in the 80s. He's from Australia, if I do believe so. Myself, I think he was born in Italy. Then him and his family took their briefcases and their suitcases and moved to Australia. That's what I think happened anyway. Sizing, let's go through these shots. Sizing might be a colossal mistake here. I think John is 6 feet, or right around. We're going to be using some screenshots. We don't have all of the shots. We don't have all the pictures. Look at the arms on this guy. Flow? Wow. Very incredible. And the set of wheels on him, actually probably better than Bumstead. I like his little poof. The haircut, 1980s. I'm from the 80s, so I liked the old poof-a-doof. A little bit of moose. Remember Moose? John, he is beating Bumstead in the arms, but I would say Bum Man, the bum. He is taking John Terilli, is it Terilli, to school in the lats, the V-taper. Now, food for thought. Here's one from John when he's a little bit thicker. See how big he got? And it took from his aesthetics. I mean, you're going from the 80s to the 90s. So your whole game plan would change. You're focused on aesthetics like they are in the classic physique. Of course, Bumstead here in 2020. And I always profess and say that this was his best version. Wheels, things of that nature, were much larger in 2020. Let's go through the shots and look at this John Terilli, if you will. Look at the wheels. He's beating Bumstead at his own game. V-taper, X-frame, unbelievable. And it's incredible how many people probably never heard of John Terilli. And he is such a world-class bodybuilder. I mean, there's so many guys like that. Here's Jeff King, another guy that was just incredible in this front lat spread. And look at the X-frames. Look at the wheels on both of these guys. And I mean, you could literally fall down a rabbit hole of just incredible bodybuilders. Like this guy here, you know who this is? Anybody know who that guy is? It's Gunnar Rosbo. So here's 3 just fantastic bodybuilders that I'm sure a group of you guys have never once heard of. And talk about rabbit holes. You guys remember Phil Hill? Surely, if you don't remember Phil Hill, you should be impressed with this guy. He was from the 80s, and he was a mass monster. And take a look at the back, if you will. Just incredible. Phil Hill. It rhymes. Did you guys know there was once a bodybuilder? Well, I mean, I'm sure he's still around. His name was Bob Bird Song. Bird. Tweet, 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 tweet. He should have used that as his music. Rockin' Robin. Dun, 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 dun. And speaking of funny names, do you guys know who this is? Do you guys know what this guy's name is? Gaylord. His parents named him Gaylord. I think Gaylord Perry, he was a pitcher. He was a good pitcher. He was a pitcher, not a catcher. You guys notice Gaylord has a little bit of dirt on his knees. But anyway, back to the task at hand. Foolishness. What kind of character comes up with something foolish like that? Yeah, here's 2021 Bumstead. His wheels look half the size. Not literally, but they look smaller. They look about a ½ inch, maybe even an inch smaller in 2021 than they were in 2020. John Terilli, are we actually judging this one? Are we taking this one serious? Seriously, boys. Are we? Well, if we are, Bumstead winning in the upper body. Look at Bumstead. Wow. Behold, he is great. Turn to the side here. Bob Birdsong, Gaylord. So we are safe to assume that he was the Lord of the gays. But yes, Bumstead, here in 2020, I think he's beating John in the display. He's beating John maybe in the condition of the lower half. But if you want me to be honest, this Rich Gaspari lookalike is taking Chris to school in the arm department. Look at the delts. Now that's a big, thick arm. That's a hardy arm. An arm which is full of hardiness. Here's the side tricep. Talk about flow. Look at this flow of this John. You guys have been requesting this one. Was it one single person? Or was it a bunch of people that wanted to see this one? I'm sure I might get 1,000 views for this video. Maybe. But hey, there's nothing wrong with that. As long as I make you guys happy. Yeah, flow, aesthetics. Obviously, guys, if you're going to be, like I said, seriously judging this one, Bumstead's upper body, lower body, balance, condition is on one other level, and he, in fact, smokes Johnny Boy. Here's the only rear double, the only back shot at all of John. He's sticking his bum out there. Gaylord. Look at Bumstead's face. You guys ever notice his face? He has that anticipation look. He looks like a fisherman. A man that fishes. He looks like an angler with that anticipation of, you got a big one on the line. Could be a bass. Could be a pickerel. Could be a pike. Never know. Could be a marlin. Anyway, he definitely has that face. Like, geez, I got a big one. But anyway, all due seriousness, back to the abs and thigh. And this is funny. Look at him between John's, his knees, his knock knees. You can see a set of abs. Look at that. Isn't that funny? But yeah, look at the ripped condition of Bumstead's wheels. Looked pretty good here in 2022. 2022. Did Bumstead. Had the torn bicep. I think it made his arm look bigger. Made his arm look better. Wow. So yeah, it has been a while. The first person that requested this, probably 2 years ago. I remember it. I remember I was going to do it, but there was only that one half a back shot of John, so I figured, I won't do it. Bumstead, more muscle, more meat in the pecs, and he obviously is winning this one if you're going to do it seriously, boys. But John Terilli, he had a true future had he been around nowadays in the classic. Notice it says classic behind him. You guys see that? What a way to end this one. And, yeah, he's awesome. He could have been around nowadays. Could have been a classic physique division champion, giving Bumstead a run for his money, for sure. 70 years ago. But anyway, if you guys have some funnier names than Gaylord Perry, you go ahead and comment them. But, I mean, that's pretty funny. Hit thumbs up on the video, guys, and subscribe to the channel. I have one more You Pick Tuesday video to release, but I am waiting out for the pictures of Big Rammy. They hide them. They hid the pictures of Big Rammy because I think he was robbed for the Arnold's Classics. But that is a story for another day. Have a great one, guys.